Welcome aboard Skylark Outdoors here, and today we are reviewing the Berkshire Sport Pontoon, which we've got right here, which if you don't know, this is the fastest production pontoon out there on the market. This one is equipped with twin Mercury 400R racing engines, but you can equip this with up to 1,000 horsepower with twin 500 Mercury racing engines. This thing is pretty crazy, and if you've got it equipped with the twin 500s, you can get up to 80 miles an hour. As this one is equipped with the twin 400s, you've got around a 65 mile an hour plus top speed, depending on the waves, wind, and conditions in terms of how much fuel you've got on board and passengers. But this thing rips. Now, this is the Berkshire Sport CL9 DC Arch, which means that it's got a dual console setup, so you got two chairs right next to each other, and then you have the Sport Arch and Shade Arch up there, which you can see right there, that's got some speakers on it and got some shade. The Berkshire Sport line has several different pontoons just like this. Really the only difference is the layout, and there is a version of the Berkshire Sport that's slightly smaller at 25 feet versus 28 feet. So when we walk around here, you can see what we've got here. You've got a wonderful captain's chair. You've got your dual throttles. And then you also have a wheel here with all kinds of accoutrements. You've got a windshield here. You've got twin displays in the console so that you can see what's going on with your engine. You can see what's going on in terms of depth, fish finder, all that stuff, no matter if you want those options on here and you want to use it as a fishing platform, or you just want to be able to see the contours of the bottom of the lake or the ocean or the intercoastal or wherever you're using this at. Now you can see there's plenty of seating. You've got a bench sheet in the back that wraps around in a horseshoe, and then you do have a rear-facing bench sheet, which I like, so that if you've got somebody that is water skiing, tubing, wakeboarding, you can watch them while you're doing that. And then you do have a nice water sports tower here in the back. And I love the blue engines with the blue pontoon boat. This thing is pretty cool, and I wouldn't consider this your grandpa's pontoon, but certainly if you are a grandpa and you want something that rips, this thing is it. And if you've ever heard the Mercruiser or Mercury engines that are the 400 horsepower, these things do sound like a sports car, and it is just a beautiful sound to hear, as well as the 500s also sound lovely, and you can get those matched as well as getting matched to the color of the pontoon. Now that Sport Arch does fold down so that you're going to be able to take this on the road and trailer it, and it's a surprisingly easy boat to trailer. You can see this one is at the boat show. They've got that 65 mile an hour plus on here, but you might wonder, what does something like this cost? Well, you're right at $310,000 with a trailer, tax, everything included on here. But that is a fast boat for that price. Now, easy to tow because you've only got 2,170 pounds on this. So a fairly lightweight boat, and we're just taking a look at it from the side. You can see the different profiles of it. It doesn't look like your typical pontoon boat, and that's what I like about it. You can see it's more of a fiberglass outer cowling rather than having just aluminum all the way around. And you've got shaped fiberglass in the front there to give it a little aerodynamics and a little bit of an edgier look than your typical pontoon. And you can see how this sits in the water compared to your typical pontoon. It's got a lot of tilt or slant to it, and then you can see there is some planing on the sides there with those fins to help this thing plane even better and get the maximum speed out of it. And I also like the rear swim platform here. You've got the rear facing speakers, so if you're just hanging out and swimming, and you've got a nice ladder there as well to get on and off the boat. So you've got a perfect party platform here where you've got plenty of space, and in terms of space, you've got a 15-person capacity. This is a 28-foot boat. It weighs 2,170 pounds, so easy to tow, and then it's 8'6" beam, so no issues there with your typical standard towing, and then that max horsepower rating is 1,000. Now, I like this layout here with the dual console. You've got some really comfortable chairs here, as well as those windscreens are going to keep the wind off of you when you're going 65 mile an hour, or if you're going 80 mile an hour plus on this thing. Plenty of cup holders, plenty of speakers, plenty of comfort, all the things that pontoons are known for. And then what I do like about pontoons is that you can fit a lot of people on them, so that's great about it. And you also, if you've got kids, pontoons typically seem to be a little bit more secure because the sides are a little bit higher and they can kind of walk around while they're on the boat. So that is one thing that I like about pontoons. Everything's kind of contained if you've got smaller children on here. And then you've got some shade, which I also really like. And this is a permanently attached shade top versus a lot of pontoons will have like a bonnet that flips up and is shade. So this is what I would prefer because you don't have to take it out and every time you store the boat, put that bonnet down. This arch you can leave up, and I really like that, unless you're towing it, and depending on where you're towing it, if you're just going down the road to the boat ramp and you don't have anything overhead, you probably could leave that up. I don't know what the exact height is. You'd need to check on that. But if you're towing it on the highway, you would just want to fold it down. There's a hinge back there that allows you to fold it down. No issues. You can see right there on the port side, you've got a hinge to be able to fold that arch down for transport. But in most cases, you're going to be able to leave that up. And so I really like that. And you've got some more cup holders here in the rear. And then a really large swim platform, which I like. So you've got enough room to jump off the side, either side there. And then, of course, that water sports towing capability in the back. So what is this pontoon for? What would I look for with the Berkshire Sport CL9 DC Arch? I think if you've got a need for speed and you want the capacity of a larger boat and the speed of a boat, this one is going to hit the money right there, as well as you want something that's easier to tow because at 2,170 pounds, this is about the lightest platform that you can get that's going to go that fast as well as hold that many people. And at 28 feet, it's a much shorter platform than a lot of other comparable boats that are going to fit 15 people, as well as it weighs much less. If you're looking at a 30-foot fiberglass boat, you're probably in the range of 7,000 to 9,000 pounds, equipped with the engines, or even higher depending on what you're getting. So I would see this as a great boat if you're on a lake and you just want to rip from point A to point B. And I would suggest a bigger lake because if you're going 65 miles an hour, you want to be able to enjoy it for some time rather than just doing laps in a small circle. But if you're on a big lake or a longer lake, this thing would be pretty cool to get you from point A to point B, as well as just enjoy the speed and the sound of those Mercury 400R engines. So even while this is the Berkshire Sport CL9 DC, this review is going to hold true for the lineup of Berkshire Sport pontoons. They just have different deck configurations. So we hope you enjoyed this review and video on the Berkshire Sport CL9 DC Arch. Please give us that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.